Thank you. So I'm Olivier Sancier. I'm leader on mobility and services products at PSA. I would like to thank you, Luc, for the invitations. It came a little bit later, but I think we've done something interesting. So PSA right now is a group of 5 automotive brands with, you probably know, Peugeot, Citroën, DS, and since this year we've got Opel and Vauxhall. But it's also a free-to-move mobility brand. This one is a part of the mobility at the heart of the PSA Group strategy. In order to respond to the new challenges of mobility, the PSA Groups is continuing to roll out its push-out strategic plan with construction of an ecosystem reached of about 15 partners and developers. 4 developments in priority to support the growth of the group's mobility solutions offering with a target of 3 billion in revenue by 2021, B2C car sharing, B2B car sharing and fleet management, connected fleet sales, intelligent services, and big data applied to the automobile. Mobility is at the heart of the PSA Group strategy, make excellent vehicle accessible while providing mobility services, adapt to the needs of its customers. Let's talk about data and machine learning, their impact on the user experience and the automotive industry. The car has experienced the biggest upheaval since its creations. For 120 years, the car has undergone continuous improvement and development. Its business is based on car sales and after-sales services. And today the car is connected. Data and artificial intelligence are used to improve the passenger experience. This change transforms the business model. In 2030, revenue forecasts on car sales will continue to be important. They will be accompanied by a mobility and data activity that will greatly exceed that of the after-sales services, with between 1,850 billion euros to 2,150 billion euros per year. So it's a big amount. The first step for a car maker like us is to start with voice assistant. The voice recognition is already available in many vehicles, and PSA already offers the NLU, natural language understanding, with its infotainment system. It's simply a matter of activating car functions with natural sentences. Now, for example, you can say, I want to go to my office, and the systems directly recognize your address and start the navigations. The HMI is modern, but the objective is more ambitious for us. The car must anticipate the needs of the passengers in the car, but also outside the car. And you will see at the end of the presentation what we can do and what we've done with Samsung. The myth of Kits from the Knight Rider, in French, K2000. Jarvis in Iron Man is the target that many manufacturers and PSA wants to reach. In these 2 examples of science fiction, the assistant is able to have a conversation, make decisions, and take care of the passenger in the car. Like Samantha, the artificial intelligence from the film Her, the car intelligence will begin to learn from its occupants. The idea is to be able to adapt and offer the individual experience. It means the next step will be the voice assistants in the car. The car will anticipate the journey and gives information. Wrong slide. Okay, this one. Hollyview, for example, will have in the future the car, when you just enter in a car, the car says, Olivier, you will spend 20 minutes to go to your office. Do you want to start the navigation? It anticipates my requirement. Then the assistant will be with me, in my phone, in my device, or in my home. The assistant will get information from my calendar, and then he will know that you have a meeting at 7 o'clock in the morning. If you want to be on time, the assistant will schedule when you will need to wake up in the morning, and when you need to leave your home in order to be on time at your meeting. And if there is an issue on the road, the assistant can propose to start the meeting directly in your car. So, like for Jarvis, Kit, or Samantha, the assistant will become the most important natural interface for the passengers. Even if the technology to achieve the goal of true assistance are not yet ready, the brick of artificial intelligence are being put in place. The car is already able to anticipate predictive maintenance. The connected vehicle is able to provide information from all electronic boxes of the car. Analyzing this data helps to better understand the use of the car and propose the predictive maintenance strategies. The car also has microphones. The car is able to listen to itself, has a human listen to his body, and is able to diagnose problem. The car knows how to listen the sounds from the engine, the tires, its mechanics, to identify an anomaly before the problem occurs. To achieve this, thousands and thousands of data were collected. The processing of this specific information forms the basis for predictive maintenance. This database can also be used for after-sales to identify the defects on the vehicle. We've already talked about maintenance. So now we've got a lot of sensors in the car. The car is also, we can say that the car is also the weather station thanks to all these different sensors. We've got rain sensors, light sensors, ABS, ESP, temperature, height, atmospheric pressure. Yes, the atmospheric pressure is used for the engine, for example. We've got a car. With a car, it's possible to have the localized weather information, like with the robots. With millions of cars, it's possible to have an accurate weather forecast. Obviously, this information is useful beyond the car, but when the car communicates together, they learn about the weather condition and adapt the speed, engine, performance, and comfort. It allows the car as to get higher respect of the environment. Other sensors, such as onboard cameras, scan the passenger to detect hypovigilance, such as falling asleep or even heart attack. The car will be able to alert the passenger or emergency services and adopt the safety strategy. In the most extreme case, when we'll have the autonomous vehicle, the car will stop in safe area and alerts the other vehicles in order to evit the problems with a crash with other vehicles. The connected car produces more than 1 gigabyte of data every day. Only few data are used at PSA to perform the mobility experience. Most of them are non-real-time data. The main reason for that are the privacy first, the data transfer cost, the network disponibility, and our capacity to manage so many informations. If we consider only 1 year vehicle production at PSA, it's almost 3 million gigabytes of data per day. The next step for PSA is something everybody knows. You've probably seen these vehicles somewhere on the informations. The next step is the autonomous vehicle. With the autonomous vehicle for all, the AVA program at PSA, PSA offers a range of driving assistant functions leading to the autonomous vehicle. Artificial intelligence becomes an object of mobility. The autonomous car is more efficient. It optimizes its consumption, its routes, and adapts itself to its passengers. If, for example, a passenger has a business meeting, the itinerary can be defined to respect the duration of the meeting, and the car can be transformed into a mobile office. The screen displays the video conference, and the sound is played through the car individual speakers located on each seat. Later in the family drive, the car is transformed into a projection space, and the film is broadcast in the cabin with 3D sound. The car becomes an adaptive moving living room. The PSA Group is developing and deploying its AVA program to build an autonomous car that is simple and intuitive, offering a driving experience that is safe and comfortable.
From the production of one of the first patrol cars in the 19th century to the invention of the connected and autonomous cars of tomorrow, the history of PSA Group is marked by over 2 centuries of dynamic industrial heritage. We are developing technical solutions that will make the cars of the future even more intelligent and autonomous. Some of these technologies are already part of your daily life. The distance alert function warns you when your car is at risk of crashing. The active safety brake is activated after the alert if needed. If you don't take a break after 2 hours of driving, the driver alert warning is set off. For parking, the park assist function is also available. Between 2018 and 2020, hands-off automated functions will become available. On expressways, you will be able to let the vehicle adjust its own speed and stay in its lane. If you agree, the car will overtake automatically. You will be able to regain control of your vehicle at any moment if needed. After 2020, advanced automated functions called eyes-off will be available. In busy traffic, your vehicle will be able to take over driving entirely. You will be able to carry out other activities in complete safety while being ready to regain control if necessary. Parking maneuvers will be fully automated from your smartphone. PSA Group's prototypes had already traveled nearly 100,000 kilometers at the end of 2016. The sensor configuration will ensure total driving safety. Ultrasound and camera belts on the bodywork will ensure a first 360-degree safety system. Radars will ensure a second coverage system. At the front of the vehicle, radars, cameras, and lasers will cover a distance of 200 meters. High-definition maps will allow precise GPS vehicle positioning. Secure calculators will make suitable decisions for adapted driving. Within the vehicle, sensors will check the driver's state and ensure that he or she is able to regain control within the required time. The autonomous vehicle is already a reality. We are producing it to make your life easier.
So you've seen there is so many sensors on the vehicle that we can imagine a lot of different things for the future. And we can drive securely on our vehicle. The next step, the autonomous vehicle, it's 5 different levels. The path to this vehicle, to this different level, will arrive today. We are about level 1, but I'm proud to announce that PSA on some level 2 functions will be launched in the next DS7 Crossback that we're going to launch at the end of this year, so shortly. The car will manage its speed and control its trajectory itself. The control pilot offers the complete assistance on motorway. The car park itself, without the driver having to intervene to do anything, using the car pilot, the park pilot, sorry. The onboard system in the car can identify obstacles to offer augmented roadway visibility for night driving with night vision. And the final one is a camera in the car, in the interior of the car, tracks the driver alertness using the drive attention monitoring. Starting in 2020, autonomous driving functions will enable the driver to fully delegate the driving of the vehicle. The autonomous car becomes possible thanks to the combination of sensors, as we have seen on the movie, and computer and power computing, but can now be integrated into the car. Algorithms makes the car smart. It's capable of making decisions faster than humans. By evolving towards the autonomous vehicle, the automobile is no longer an object of passion that allows to move from point A to point B. It allows to create a new active and free mobility. The car adapts to its passengers and environment. I think there is a problem with the... Okay. So we've talked about the autonomous vehicle, but it provides a lot of data. The vehicle will generate and consume roughly 40 terabytes of data for every 8 hours of driving. One reason for the car appetites is the 100 of vehicle sensors. Camera alone will generate 20 to 40 megabytes, and the camera will generate between 10 to 100 kilobytes. Each car driving on the road will generate about as much data as about 3,000 people, says the CEO of Intel, Brian Kiyunick. And just 1 million autonomous cars will generate 3 billion people's worth of data. There are technical data. The car will have to learn about road hazards, like the road itself, but also the human drivers, because the autonomous vehicles will be on the same roads as humans. There will also be societal data, also called crowdsourced data. It includes an automatic vision of the platforms such as Waze or Coyote. These are community-based traffic awareness app that is heavily reliant on crowdsourced traffic reports. And personal data will make up the third classification. That includes locations and stop time, the health conditions, and how do you feel before, during, and after the road trip. Finally, without data, your self-driving car will have to deal with the world in every manual way. Without data, the self-driving car will require the human assistance. But some of these features have been integrated in a concept car. This concept car is the Peugeot Insync concept. Peugeot Insync concept was designed with a single watchword in mind: freedom. Freedom to choose your driving mode, freedom of movement, interconnected freedom. The concept fulfills its user desires and requirements. The car comes with a functional onboard IoT platform, the Samsung RT Cloud, connecting to the car with the user's cloud. The concept operates in total harmony with the full range of connected devices to create a brand new approach to the mobility. The vehicle integrates the data that the users want to share with it and from their smartphone, smartwatch, and home automation systems. Let's have a look on what Peugeot and Samsung have done on the Peugeot concept, Insync concept. I think it was a good concept. So thank you very much.